just how are the big meta decks evolving right now? You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome. So just how has our top end meta actually been evolving here? So this is going to be your metagame report. Just came out literally like 2 days ago. And this is going to tabulate 201 top performing decks from 33 tournaments from Japan, China, and South Korea. So not only are you going to get to see a giant scoop up across all of the different regions, this actually paints a pretty interesting picture because you know how the U.S. meta is. We go to one regional to another, and you're going to see all sorts of different choices that people are going to be making. So, painting your picture here, you had 32.8% of your meta is yummy at this point. Is anybody else surprised by how this number is just getting crazier and crazier? And also keep in mind that this was 66 yummy. I am more impressed that the yummy takeover has just been so crazy. And it's going to continue to get a lot worse. I think that more people are logged in for this deck, and I don't really blame them. I mean, it does feel like the better deck. We also do have 20.9% of your meta was actually dedicated to Vanquish Soul. Now, that's 42 Vanquish Soul Canine. Also, keep in mind, there's not a mention of any pure Vanquish Soul builds at all. I will tell you that I've seen some pure Vanquish Soul variants running around. A few of them have been playing the little zombie ghoul in the deck, which is interesting. But I at this point, I don't know why you'd want to strip out the canine package in the deck, because it feels like the canine package is just way more crucially important to the deck and getting to those numbers and going. Now, surprisingly enough here, Sky Striker was somehow the third most represented deck out of this block. Now, remember, the OCG does have the Magnificent Storming cards, which gives Sky Striker this little extra draw package because it's draw to discard a quick play from your hand. Guess what Sky Striker tends to have infinite of? Quick play spell cards to be able to feed out. So the fact that Sky Striker is hitting that large representation mark and actually making its mark on the meta, I think is very, very interesting, because not a single person in the TCG is respecting Sky Striker. Probably post Doom of Dimensions that might change. We might actually have this being a better deck, but it's going to take a little bit for that to happen. And I mean, that left them at 7% of the meta. Dracotail's coming in at 6.5 here. Now, you got a lot of different Dracotail variants here. You have 6 pure Dracotail, 6 Magistus, but only 1 Shaddoll Dracotail. So this is actually interesting, because the TCG is loving Window right now. We are abusing the crap out of that card in every facet that we can. But when you look at the way that the OCG meta is right now, to have such a small variation of that, that's interesting. We also only have 12 Malice. Of interesting note here, of that 6%, one of them is playing the Shining Sarcophagus Malice, which the Shining Sarcophagus variant is where you're building in the Gaze of Timaeus and you're making Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Now, the fact that you have Malice actually playing Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is an incredibly hilarious feat. We also had 7 Lunalights. Lunalight's 3.5 representation here is not a surprising thing at all. I think, granted, the OCG has been using this as a much stronger anti-meta deck than we have, because, I mean, it's just protect the castle and go. And obviously, you know, the big boss monster does end up helping out. Look, guys, DDD was mentioned. There were 6 DDD duelists that have showed up. Now, I have seen DDD in a lot of these tournaments, and it's actually it's impressive to me. The deck is It's still a spreadsheet deck, but it's become a little bit more optimized for what you want to see. We also had 6 canine decks as well. Keep in mind, Canine, DDD, and Canine Crystron all kind of had the same numbers here in terms of things. Also, Canine did get their new card. Peeping the opponent's hand is very, very strong. So after that, we get into the Wild West here of oddities, as we're going to call it. So you had 4 Automat Rizal decks. You had 3 Grass Dracotail branded. So technically, you did have other Dracotail variants included in this. It's just you're still technically a branded deck, so you are going to be more focusing on that. White Forest is still sticking around. I see we had 2 Toy White Forest. We also had Canine Cyber Dragons. Keep in mind, all these Canine variants are still using the Canine package. It's just your sub package is where things are going to get a little bit messy in the deck construction process. But I mean, this is a real deck. You still have people playing Blue Eyes, which is surprising. We also had 2 Shining Sarcophagus Orcust. Deck once again is doing the same thing that Malice deck was, where you're making the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon and going. I also see Soulful Chord. This has actually been another real deck that has been kind of popping up in the rogue department. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but it's good. And also Supreme King Soulful Chord. So, hey, look, it's a real deck. We also had DD Dynamite. I got to tell you guys, we do get to see DD Dynamite actually showing up a lot. And it's just mentioned here once, but the lot of events that I've seen pop up out of China, you will see that deck just be a rogue buster. We also had Dogmatica Regenesis, Fire King Gem Knights, I mean, deck still FTKs or OTKs, Infernoid, Grass Vernal Subnet Cheria, Canine Fiendsmith Trickstar, Labyrinth, Megalith Crystron Orcust, Magnificent Storming Goblin Biker, which that deck is really cool because rank 3 access really helps out Ryuji, and also Supreme King. So what's going on down here with Yummy Innovations? So after the victory in the Chinese tournament at Shenzhen, with a build that runs 3 Pyres maps in the main deck, many players have followed suit, achieving similar success 2 weeks later in the championship in China, Shenyang. Ran the exact same 60 cards in the main deck and extra deck, while many other yummies that made top 32 or better are on the Pyre build. Okay, so San Yen has written a tournament report. Notably, he reasoned his choice for running Pyre's map is to open better into Maxi. Cups Yummy is the strongest opening that you could end on, so you can get Snatchy, Aquari, and Surprise to give the opponent only 1 draw with Maxi. Opening with other effects, you would be able to face to go into Snatchy and Mignong with the giving your opponent only 2. And then having Yummy Surprise in hand also makes it more resilient against the opponent's disruption. Yummy Surprise becomes an extender. The special summon back Cups Yummy from the hand if bounced by Artholion, or on the special summon of another Cups Yummy, and so forth, for Holy Sue Revealing. That's actually pretty good. So they also opted out of not running Hornet drones, just to not give too many draws into the Maxi and Fu. It's actually pretty good. Hornet drones also conflicts with Dominus Purge, as Kagari is a fire monster. It's really, really interesting, actually. So actually cutting out that fat's a better call. Huh! It's actually kind of cool. Vanquish Soul. Vanquish Soul is the most popular deck played and takes the most spots in Top Cut across multiple tournaments. To improve the matchup against Yummy, several Vanquish Soul variants have also cut Izuna from 3 to 2. It's actually very good. In the main deck, to play without triggering Izuna, Rescue Ace Impulse and Fire Attacker are also now played to switch out for that's pretty good. Impulse is also easier to trigger against Yummy when the opponent normal summons Yummy, and so forth. Yeah, that's good. The Rescue Ace Impulse and Fire Attack are a fire attribute, which also gives you the ability to reveal, which is good. And Impulse also can also be used against Liger Dancer, as stated, and the Neuron Impulse effect is applied to both players. Thus, even if a monster is unaffected, selected monster on the field cannot be activated this turn. It's really good. Interesting to know. You do see we are playing the new Canine in here as well. and Saruja. Also, Nightmare Phoenix is pretty good, and relying on Masquerade. But, you know, where do we go from here? Yummy's pulled ahead, and Vanquish Soul is trailing behind. But, I mean, that's your meta report. It's interesting just to look at the numbers and see what's going on here. But your meta is, you got a lot of diversity in the rogue, and I think that's really good. Also, Sky Striker pulling ahead is crazy. But what do you guys think? Please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.